Every time you open TikTok or YouTube, there's another influencer telling you your life will magically get better if you just buy one more thing. Maybe it's a new foundation, a new Hollister sweater that everyone suddenly owns, or the newest iPhone. You definitely don't need it, but suddenly you want it. So you'll tap add to cart, get that little spark of excitement, and then it will fade. So you do it again, and again, and again. That spark is called dopamine. It's a big part of why so many of us get stuck in this loop of wanting more and more. This isn't some abstract issue. It's our everyday lives, especially for people our age who are basically raised online. The American Psychological Association found that people who focus on having more stuff are usually less happy than people who invest in experiences. But we live in a culture that tells us to consume nonstop to fit in and feel good about ourselves. As a teenage girl, I see it constantly. There's this pressure to look perfect, to have what everyone else has, to get the latest products so you don't feel behind. And even if no one says out loud, there's this quiet feeling of feeling less than when you don't. And I'm not speaking from a distance. I've lived this. When I'm scrolling through my For You page, I see influencers with shelves of makeup, weekly clothing hauls, or rooms full of skincare products. It's so easy to fall in that mindset or feel like you just don't measure up. I felt that need to keep up, to buy something just so I don't feel left out, and I've watched how quickly those purchases lose their meaning. When I started to research overconsumption, I realized that it's not about being weak or irresponsible. It's tied to psychology, culture, and even biology. So today, I'm going to break down what overconsumption actually is, the psychology behind it, why we do it, especially the dopamine factor, and the real consequences it has on our mental health, the environment, and our sense of identity. Before we can understand how this affects us, we have to start with how it became so normal in the first place. Overconsumption basically means that we're using more resources than the planet can produce. Really, Earth describes it as going way beyond what the Earth can regenerate. But it's more than an environmental issue, it's cultural. Advertising and social media have tied happiness to buying. Richard Dennis, the author of Curing Affluentia, talks about how consumer culture swapped community values for consumption values. Instead of belonging through connection, we try to buy our way into belonging. And then there's fast fashion. UCLA Sustainability Initiative explains how brands pump out cheap, trendy clothes that are designed to be worn a handful of times and then thrown away. It feeds that constant pressure to have something new all the time. And it creates huge amounts of waste and pollution. And once you understand where overconsumption comes from, it becomes easier for us to see why we keep repeating the cycle, even when we know it's not good for us. A big part of the psychology behind this is dopamine. A study on ResearchGate called Dopamine's Influences on Consumer Dynamics found that dopamine literally reinforces the reward of buying something new. Every purchase gives you a quick dopamine spike, but the spike disappears fast. And that is when the craving for the next hit starts. Social media makes this way worse. Our algorithms are engineered to keep us scrolling and keep us wanting. The more we scroll, the more ads we see, and as girls, especially teenage girls, we're constantly told that we need clearer skin, better hair, and nicer clothes. Every like and every score or every click feeds into this illusion that we can fix ourselves with the right products. The APA backs this up too. Material things bring quick bursts of happiness, but experiences create long-term satisfaction. But because we're exposed to nonstop advertising, our brain gets trained to chase the quick fix. And these triggers don't just affect us individually. They affect the world around us. Environmentally, overconsumption is a major factor in climate issues. Greenly Earth reports that we're using resources faster than nature can replace them, which leads to pollution, loss of biodiversity, and mountains of waste. And personally, it takes a toll too. Dennis writes that buying more doesn't make us more happier. It leaves us lonelier, more stressed, and more disconnected. It promises identity, but it takes away authenticity. In the beauty world especially, it's rough. Regimen Skincare talks about how people end up stockpiling products that they'll never finish, getting emotionally exhausted by trying to perfect themselves. Experts say one of the best ways to break this cycle is by mindful consumption, buying less, unfollowing guilt-based influencer accounts, and focusing on experiences or creativity instead of collecting stuff. The best part is, once you see the cycle for what it is, you can start making small choices that feel lighter, healthier, and way more intentional. So today, we looked at how overconsumption became normal, how dopamine and social pressure keeps us stuck in it, how it affects both our planet and our mental well-being. And I went to end on a quote by Richard Dennis. We buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like. No viral product or new outfit is ever going to fill our need for connection, purpose, or even confidence. But when we start choosing experiences, self-awareness, and meaning over things, that's when we actually start to feel full.